Hi, I'm Peter and welcome to my elective in Kisiizi, Uganda. Kisiizi Hospital is a rural hospital which has over 260 beds. It has specialities such as paediatrics, medicine, surgery, obs and gynae, and then outpatient services as well, like an A&E. It's a small hospital, but many doctors come from all over the world to come and help work there. Being run by the Church of Uganda, Kisiizi Hospital has the Christian ethos at the very centre of its core. Every morning there's a chapel service where nurses, doctors and even some patients will come along and have a talk and some worship together. Then everyone goes back to their working days. Alongside that, every patient will be prayed for. Before surgeries they'll have a time of prayer for the patient over the operation as well. In terms of my learning objectives, it was clear straight from the off that I'd missed the mark. Things like practical procedures such as cannulation and venipuncture, which are a big part of my learning objectives, aren't done by doctors at all here. They're all taken on by the nurses. However, I had one chance to use a cannula, and that was to do a pleural tap on a patient, which was just the most functional piece of kit that they had for the job, which worked fine. So I have done a cannulation, but not in the way that maybe I'd have expected. In terms of my other learning objectives, I wanted to examine lots of patients, and I have no doubt got to do that a lot. Here in Uganda, tests and scans all cost money, so patients will have to either have enough money to afford them, or doctors will have to be more tactical about what tests and investigations can be done. This leads to doctors having to rely far more heavily on their examination technique, making sure that they can do the best of what they can with their own ability before thinking about what investigations are super necessary. This has led to me doing lots of examination and has definitely improved my ability in it, especially paediatrics, which I've spent a week on. So I've faced the new challenges of trying to listen to the chest of a crying baby, and yeah, it's been really useful for my learning. In terms of my future career choice, this elective has definitely made a big impact. I think I want to do something that is international at some point, when I come back with maybe a bit more diverse of a skill set and help out more. I think I've definitely appreciated on a whole new level technology and infrastructure and systems in the UK, where here it's maybe a bit ropey at the best of times. And I think I've also found a real new love for peds. Yeah, I think I was slightly afraid of it, but being pushed into it here has made me realise it's maybe not as daunting as it could have been. A good example of some of the life-changing work that is done here in Kisiizi is on their community visits. In quite a rural setting, there's quite a small understanding of mental health and conditions that go along with that. One example is a patient that we saw when we went out on a visit that had 5 years ago been shackled up, arms and legs, in a small room locked away because of his violent behaviours. Now, with treatment for his now diagnosed schizophrenia, he's had his life given back to him, and he can help his mother and get food for him and his mother to eat and collect water for them to drink. Truly life-changing work. Would I recommend this elective to someone else? Absolutely. There's no doubt that there's some challenges that come with this placement. A little bit difficult to get out here. Definitely some challenges when communicating with patients, having to rely on nurses to help translate for you. But there's no doubt that this has been an amazing experience. I've got to see so many cases and conditions that I never would have seen in the UK. I'll get to see some amazing views, and I get to experience a different culture in a way that I never would have before. So absolutely I'd recommend Kisiizi to anyone who visits it. Kisiizi as a hospital had nailed having a strong sense of community. from the doctors to the nurses and even the groundskeepers. They all live in a local area, most of them, in houses such as these, which really just increases the sense of community between everyone. Every evening there's sports that people play, there's regular celebrations, and even awards that go out to prominent members of staff. Yeah, you really get the sense that everyone believes in the hospital message here. Life in all its fullness.